Welcome to Module 4 of our Digital Citizenship class. As we look at the launch page in Module 4, you'll see our learning objectives for this week and a list of the 3 assignments, 4.1 discussion, your project, which is 4.3, and of course your ongoing implementation plan or table of evidence, which is 4.4 this week. Textbook, page 4.1 is information about cyberbullying. Definition of cyberbullying, a video to watch, toolkit from Common Sense, and an explanation of something I think is interesting, which is the difference between a bystander and an upstander when it comes to cyberbullying. As you scroll down, you'll see additional resources, including resources for parents, some of the apps that are used for cyberbullying, a slideshow on what it means to be an upstander when it comes to cyberbullying, and then, of course, your assignment, 4.1, discussion. The prompts are to discuss the issues of cyberbullying and what educators can or should do to intervene, and make sure you include some of the elements from the content that you just read above, and explain why they're important to you and your students. Let's move on to 4.2 textbook page. This page is all about social media. Includes an infographic here on the left on what social media is, students' use of social media, a video from some students who are talking about social media, creating social media guidelines, an infographic on the left, slideshow on positive integration of social media in schools, handbook for administrators, and that is 4.2. And of course, there is no assignment associated with 4.2. Let's go on to 4.3. And in 4.3, we're looking at communication and relationships. There's curriculum here. Different aspects of grade levels. 3 to 5 curriculum. A digital citizenship pledge poster. 6A curriculum. High school curriculum. And then your project. Let's take a look at your project. Here you're going to determine for your school, the grades, the school, suggested lessons for teachers in which common sense resources can be used to teach digital literacy. It breaks it down in either 2 grade levels, where you teach at least 3 hours and 45 minutes of instruction, or if you wanted to implement in 3 grade levels, to teach 2 hours and 15 minutes of instruction. You can use any combination, and there's some charts here to show you what we mean by that. Here's a table that shows 2 grade levels, indicates the minimum hours of instruction, and the equivalent lessons or number of lessons. If you're doing 3 grade levels, here's a chart, shows you how you would break it down for 3 grade levels. And as you scroll further down, you'll see that we've included 2 sample plans, sample middle school plan, sample K-12 plan, and then the Common Sense's Digital Citizenship Instruction Plan. All of these will help guide your project. What are you going to do? You're going to develop an implementation guide appropriate for your educational environment. Choose the grade levels and the actual lessons that you would want to use in your school setting. If you're partners from the same school, same district, you may want to work on this implementation plan of actual instruction together. It's perfectly fine for you to come up with the same one, but please, everyone needs to post here in the wiki by view projects. That brings us to our 4th textbook page, which is, of course, always our table of evidence, our implementation plan overall. The top of the page here describes that the 1 hour, teaching 1 hour of common sense curriculum. And note here in this section right here that we understand that you may not be able to complete this within the week that we have for Module 4 or even the 6 weeks based upon your own circumstances. So please take that into consideration. We certainly understand. Here it describes provide the evidence for column B for week 4 is described here. Here's a description of your digital citizenship school application, if you're going to do that. And then, of course, here at the bottom, 4.4, you're going to be updating your implementation plan, your table of evidence, for week 4. So you're going to submit the evidence as you have done in past weeks, according to who you are, and include also future actions, who needs to be involved, and any details or notes, which of course is not required, but you may want to include as well. So this is a continuation of the Google Doc, the Table of Evidence Implementation Plan that you started earlier in this course. Well, that's it for now. Have a good week, and as always, let us know how we can help.